Have you ever walked away from a conversation and thought, wait, how did I end up being the bad guy? You replay it in your head, and nothing adds up. You started with facts, clarity, and calm, but somehow you walked away confused, guilty, and doubting yourself. That's not miscommunication. That's manipulation. Psychologists say narcissists and emotional manipulators use a series of psychological tactics so powerful that they can rewire how you see reality. And the worst part is, you rarely realize it's happening until you're deep in the trap. But once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Let's break down 9 psychological tricks they use to control minds, destroy confidence, and make smart people question their sanity. The first is gaslighting, the cornerstone of psychological control. Gaslighting is emotional abuse disguised as logic. It's when someone intentionally denies or distorts reality to make you doubt your perception. You say, "You yelled at me last night," and they reply, "You're imagining things." You tell them they hurt you, and they say, "You're too sensitive." Slowly, their words replace your memory. Your confidence in your own truth erodes until you start asking them for permission to believe what you saw. That's when they win, because the moment you start trusting their version of reality over your own, your mind no longer belongs to you. The second is love bombing. It feels like destiny, like you finally met someone who sees you, values you, completes you. They shower you with affection, attention, and promises. But what feels like connection is actually conditioning. Psychologically, this floods your brain with dopamine and oxytocin, the same chemicals tied to addiction. Once they know you're hooked, the warmth disappears. They turn cold, distant, withholding. Now you chase that initial high, desperately trying to get back to the version of them that never existed. That's not love. It's control through reward and withdrawal. The third is the silent treatment, a punishment disguised as space. When you don't play their game, they vanish. No calls, no messages, no eye contact. It activates the same pain centers in your brain as physical harm. You'll do anything to break the silence, apologize for things you didn't do, and beg for their attention back. But silence isn't peace, it's power. They use it to make you fear disconnection so much that you'll accept blame just to end the discomfort. The fourth is triangulation. This is when they bring a third person into the equation, a friend, an ex, a random admirer. They'll say, everyone likes how she handles things, or he understands me in ways you don't. It's not a comparison, it's a weapon. It creates competition, jealousy, and insecurity. You start trying to win back their approval, forgetting that love isn't supposed to be a contest. Psychologists call this social manipulation. It destabilizes your emotional balance by making you feel replaceable. The fifth is projection. It's one of the oldest defense mechanisms in psychology. They accuse you of the very things they're doing, lying, cheating, manipulating, because by blaming you first, they shift the spotlight. When you defend yourself, you're now arguing about their accusation instead of their behavior. It's misdirection at its most elegant. The truth is buried beneath chaos, and they walk away looking innocent. The sixth is playing the victim. They twist every situation so they appear hurt or misunderstood. If you express pain, they say, "I can't believe you'd think that of me." If you set a boundary, they say, "Wow, I guess you don't care about me anymore." This is emotional inversion. It keeps you trapped in guilt, constantly explaining yourself and fixing problems you didn't cause. Over time, you start protecting their feelings more than your own. That's how you lose yourself. The seventh is intermittent reinforcement, a trick straight from behavioral psychology. They mix kindness with cruelty, praise with punishment. One moment they're affectionate, the next they're distant. That unpredictability makes your brain chase the next good moment like a gambler waiting for a win. Your nervous system becomes addicted to the pattern, confusing instability for passion. It's not love, it's a psychological slot machine. The eighth is minimizing and mocking. They call your feelings dramatic, your reactions exaggerated. They laugh when you cry or roll their eyes when you explain. Every time they dismiss your emotions, they chip away at your sense of worth. You stop speaking up, you silence yourself, and that's exactly what they want. Because a quiet mind is easier to control than a questioning one. And the ninth is future faking. They promise a future so bright you can't let go of the present. Marriage, travel, business are forever, but the promises never materialize. The future becomes bait, keeping you invested while they drain your time, your emotions, and your energy. The dream becomes the leash. Now, here's the truth most people miss. Manipulators don't choose victims because they're weak. They choose people who care deeply, who empathize easily, who believe in fixing rather than fighting. Your kindness becomes their leverage. But once you see their pattern, the illusion collapses. Because psychological control only works when you don't realize you're in it. The moment awareness enters, the power dynamic shifts. You stop reacting, and they lose their grip. So the next time someone twists reality, withholds affection, or plays the victim, pause, observe. You don't need to argue, you just need to recognize the script. Once you do, you'll see the pattern repeat everywhere, in relationships, workplaces, even politics. And once you see the pattern, it can never control you again. This is the Knownsense, where we expose the hidden psychology behind human behavior, emotional control, and manipulation. Because understanding is freedom. So if you're ready to decode minds, recognize patterns, and protect your own, hit subscribe right now. Here, we don't just watch people's actions, we decode their minds. Welcome to the Knownsense, where awareness becomes power.